Every life is a story, even the ones we overlook. The quiet mornings, the late night doubts, the little choices that ripple into everything else. This is What If, a Revolution podcast that highlights ordinary lives that make up extraordinary stories. I am Diana, your host, and today we're starting with the question: what if faith is the hope we need? Faith has existed for as long as humans have asked questions bigger than themselves. Long before churches, temples, mosques, synagogues, or any system built to organize belief, people looked at the sky and wondered why they were here, what mattered, and how to live well. Faith didn't begin with buildings, it began with longing. An organized religion across all traditions have been carried by people: Catholics, Jews, Muslims, Christians, and others. And people by nature are capable of extraordinary good and profound harm. Across history, faith traditions have inspired compassion, charity, justice, sacrifice, and community. They have also been used to justify violence, exclusion, abuse, and cover up of wrongdoings. Both of these things are true and can mutually coexist at the same time for all groups. Acknowledging this does not weaken faith, it strengthens honesty. Because faith is not the same thing as the failures of those who claim to represent it. Faith does not require organized religion to exist. Seeking faith does not always mean attending a religious house, because faith is internal. It is our personal relationship with God, or with the universe, or with something greater than ourselves, however we choose to name it. We all pray to a God we have not seen. And that is okay, because faith has never been about proof alone. If believing in something unseen gives someone the courage to keep going, to choose kindness, to endure loss, or to show up for others in a harsh world, then that faith is doing meaningful work. Faith can bring peace when we finally accept that we cannot control everything. Not outcomes, not timing, not loss, not suffering. In those moments, faith does not erase uncertainty. It gives us somewhere to place it: a prayer, a pause, a breath. Sometimes, peace doesn't come from fixing life. It comes from surrendering to the truth that life is fragile, and we choose to trust it anyway. Faith can also provide community for people longing for true connection. In a world that is digitally connected but emotionally distant, faith, when practiced with integrity, offers belonging. People who sit with you in grief, people who celebrate without comparison, people who show up without conditions. And when institutions fail at this, the need for faith does not disappear, because the human need for connection never disappears. Whatever your faith may be, or even if you're still searching, it can help fill the gap and emptiness many of us feel in a world that can be cruel, divisive, and deeply materialistic. A world that often measures worth by productivity, money, status, or visibility. Faith quietly reminds us: you matter because you exist. You matter even when you fail. You matter even when no one is watching. That message saves lives. We don't know if there is an afterlife. We don't know what happens when this life ends. But we hope. We hope there is a paradise, a place where people are kinder, where pain does not harden our hearts, where love is not scarce. Hope does not require certainty, it requires courage. And faith gives people permission to hope. Faith can also be the moral compass we need when the world tries to normalize ugliness, violence, greed, cruelty, and crimes against society. It reminds us that not everything that is legal is right. Not everything that is popular is good. Not everything that is profitable is moral. Faith asks a simple question. Who are you choosing to be when no one is forcing you to choose well? And we must be clear about this. Religion, belief, and faith should never be used to keep us divided or to grow hate. Because in the end, we are all human. All humans are seeking hope, finding faith in different ways, trying to survive in a world that often feels heavy. We are all trying to do better, to achieve a dream, to prosper, to care for our families, to raise children who feel safe, loved, and happy. Faith should be a bridge, not a weapon, a reminder of our shared humanity, not a reason to deny it. Sometimes faith is not loud. Sometimes it is small. A simple prayer that fills an empty heart. A kind hug that becomes the difference between life and death. A moment of grace that interrupts despair. These are no grand gestures. They are human ones, and they matter. Faith is not about having all the answers. It is about choosing hope when answers are unavailable. Choosing love when bitterness is easier. Choosing connection in a fractured world. Faith is not owned by institutions. It lives in people. And maybe in a world that feels uncertain and heavy, faith is not certainty at all. Maybe faith is the hope we need to keep choosing goodness, even when the world makes it hard. Thank you for listening to What If, a thought-provoking little revolution in your week. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who might need it today. Until next time, seek hope, faith, and unity.